This is among the fundamental points of the religion, that God exists. And we believe this without any doubt. أَفِي اللَّهِ شَكْ. Right? It's mentioned in the Quran, meaning there is no doubt in the existence of Allah. Well, say for example you go to your school, or you bump into a friend at work, or on the street. Somebody is an atheist. They don't believe in the Quran. So you go to this individual and say, Allah exists. He's going to say, I don't believe in this. Show me your proof. And he's going to tell you, you're going to tell him, Allah said in the Quran, أَفِي اللَّهِ شَكْ, that Allah exists. There is no doubt in his existence. This individual, what's he going to tell you? He's going to say, I don't believe in the Quran to begin with. Give me something else. You tell him the Prophet ﷺ said this. He's going to say, I don't believe in the Prophet. You're going to tell him Abu Hanifa said this, or Imam Malik said this, or this Alim said this. He's going to tell you, I don't believe in your scholars to begin with. What are you going to do after that? Silence. Do we not have an answer? Of course there's an answer. A person might be ignorant of this answer, but there is an answer. And what is that answer? You use the sound mind, and that logic, common sense. This is among the reasons why this great religion is the fastest growing religion. Why are people embracing it in waves after waves after waves, even with all the Islamophobia and negative image out there? Because when they read the book and when they learn and they ask questions, they understand that this religion is logical, it makes sense. When you say God is one, and you explain it to them, they say, yeah, this makes sense. When you say God doesn't resemble any of his creation, he's not a man, he's not a female, he doesn't have a shape or a form, you can't imagine him in your mind, you're like, yeah, this makes sense. When you tell them God doesn't need anything, like, yeah, this makes sense. And they're attracted to it. And they embrace this religion because it's common sense. There is no blind faith. You know, some other religions you have people, they say just believe. You know, you might ask a question, but how can God be one, three, and one at the same time? How does it make sense? They say just believe. And this is called what? Blind faith. And we don't have this in Islam. Meaning we understand there is reasoning and there's logic. And we believe because it makes sense to us. Yes, we have the verses in the Quran. Yes, we have the saying of the Prophet ﷺ and the saying of the ulama. But also we have common sense. It was mentioned in the Quran that the people of hellfire, when they're in hellfire, they're going to say, have you been among those who listen and use their minds? You wouldn't have been among the people of hellfire. Very beautiful. Had we listened and used our mind, we wouldn't have been here. And that's honestly the case. When it's a person, individual, who has no mental barrier, you know, he's not autistic or doesn't have mental inability, he's able to deduce. Because sometimes you have people who are not accountable. You know, they don't differentiate between a wall and a person. They're honestly, they can't deduce. They don't have this, they don't have logic. Right? They can't understand properly. And these are people who are not accountable. Right? Muqaddaf. They are not muqaddifeen. They are not accountable. But what are people who are accountable? They're going to say, had we listened and used our mind, you would not have been here. SubhanAllah. There was once a story of one of the great scholars of Islam. We'll try to. His name is Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, one of the great scholars of Islam. And what he did once, he went and he entered a khalwa. A khalwa is basically when you seclude yourself. You go to an area and you just detach yourself from all of the pleasures, all of the interaction. You just want to worship Allah. And this is something people do, but of course it requires a murabbi, it needs a teacher. Sometimes people, they enter these khalwas, these moments of seclusion, and they lose their minds. You know, it's not for everybody. But this great alim, this great scholar, he was capable. So he went into this khalwa, this seclusion. And when he was there, he saw a great light. Imagine a great light. By yourself, in a room, all you see is a great light, engulfing everything. And it began to speak. He said, "Ya slave, oh my slave, I am your Lord. And you've reached a high status, prayer is not obligatory on you anymore." This is what he's told in this voice. So then, what did Abdul Qadir say? He said, خَسِئْتَ يَا Iblis. He said, you're a liar, you will fail, O Iblis. Why did he say that? Many people would have said, oh my God, this is a great night, I've reached the high levels of Iman. You know, how is something like this happening to me? So he said, no. He understood, he had the knowledge to protect him. So then this light disappeared when he said this. And then he just heard the voice. And he said, how did you know that it was me? Iblis was talking to him. How do you know it was me? Before this, I misleaded 70 among you. 70 other people that entered khalwas like this, I misled them with this same trick. How did you know? He told them, first off, you came in a form of light. And Allah Ta'ala does not resemble any of His creation in any way whatsoever. Second of all, you spoke. You spoke a language. And Allah Ta'ala is attributed with kalam, with speech. But His speech is not like that of the creation. It's not letter, it's not sound. It's not like the speech of the humans. And you came to me in a direction, in a place. Allah Ta'ala exists without a place. These 6 directions do not apply to Him. And you told me that prayer is not obligatory on me anymore. And the Prophet ﷺ was the best man ever. Prayer was obligatory on him even when he was sick and he was about to die. And I have not reached a level higher than the Prophet. So how can I obtain this? And then it disappeared. And then I spoke to him again and said, you beat me, Ya Abdul Qadir, with your knowledge. And then he said, La, bi-fadlillah. Rather, by the mercy of Allah. Imagine until the end, he's still trying to make him fall into ujub, which is pride. Yeah, it was my knowledge. I did it. No. Imagine, even at the end, he said, you beat me by your knowledge. He said, no, this is by the mercy of Allah.